Hi, I'm Loretta. Welcome. Let's begin by taking a few deep breaths and let's kind of monitor that breath and see what the quality is. I know I've been talking a lot about the quality of life or the quality of our breath, which is the quality of life as well. But the thing about breath is that when you can breathe all the way through your body and your entire system uses that breath, you have a whole different experience than if you're breathing rapidly or breathing from the top or not getting lower than your neck or wherever else breath gets stuck. Sometimes for me, it gets stuck here. Sometimes it gets stuck here, sometimes here. And so I have to consciously, even still after doing a few years of yoga, really concentrate on making sure that when I'm breathing, that the quality of my breath comes through my whole body so that everything about the practice enlivens us. So let's take a few deep breaths and go as deeply as you can. I know the first one's never that deep, so let's take a few. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now go a little deeper and get the air into your belly. If you can, bring it all the way through. Inhale, exhale. Take a couple more. And if you like, during times of this practice, if it feels good to you, go ahead and close your eyes. It'll give you a different type of experience. So go ahead and try it. I don't think you can do it through the whole practice, but if it feels right to you, go ahead and try it, because it will give you a different experience. So a couple more breaths. And this next breath, as we exhale, let's exhale deeply and loudly to the sound of Om together. And let's begin with our arms. Bring them up, bring them down. Take a few of these, start engaging our body. One more after this. Here we go, last one. Breathe with it if you can. Come on up and out. Up and out. I love this one for opening up my shoulders. Let's take one more of it. And then let's say out and in. Out and in. One more after this. This is it. Out and in. Bring your hands together, clasp them together, turn them over, bring them out. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. Next deep breath, bring them all the way up. And look up at your hands. This is the altar position, the high altar position. Take a few deep breaths here. And go ahead and come on back down when you're ready. Bring it down, bring your hands all the way in, and bring your hands, the tips of your fingers to your shoulders. Now remember to be sitting on the edge of your chair with your feet hips width apart, with a straight spine as we start these. And then let's do circles, and let's do 8 in each direction. So here we go. 6, 7, 8. Go around the other way. 8, and stop and bring it back down. And let's just, because we haven't done this in a long while, I don't know how long a while, but let's go ahead and take threading the needle, which let's take our right arm, lift it up, bring it next to our body. Our left hand is down here. Bring it on through, bring it down and around. Drop your head to your shoulder, drop your shoulder to your knee, bring your arm back and up and stretch it out. Stretch out your arm while you're relaxing your other shoulder. And then when you feel like you've got it really good and stretched out, go ahead and bring it back, bring it to your knee, bring your right arm up and bring it back down. Do the same with the other side. Arm up, bring it down and through. Drop your shoulder, drop your ear to your shoulder to your knee as clear as you can, and breathe. Then bring your arm up and bring it straight out and reach. One more deep breath here. Bring your hand back around to your knee and bring your other arm back and down. And let's move on to our shoulders. Let's begin by turning our hands in and out, in and out. One more set here, in and out. Then let's drop our shoulders really well, sitting up straight again. Lift your shoulders, scrunch your neck and down, up and down, up and down. One more, and release it. How do your shoulders feel? Let's do some rotations. Just open them all the way up. Get rid of anything that's stopping your shoulders from moving. One more. And stop and go in the opposite direction. It's harder for me to go frontwards. I'm sure we both, all of us have a side that is easier to go to. And come on back to the middle. And just to kind of finish off that particular part, let's take our body, our shoulder, take our left shoulder, bring it over our right knee. Come on back up, do the opposite direction. Shoulder down and up, down and up. Two more. That's one. This last set. Ooh, that feels good to me. Now let's go on up to our neck. Let's take our infinity circles. Check out how our neck feels. Feels pretty good. Still feels better if I stop in the middle and go, no, 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 no. So go ahead and shake your head no. You can close your eyes for this part. You know how to shake your head no. No, 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 no. Bring it to a slow stop. And then come on and go yes, yes, yes. Take a few more yeses. Yeses make me smile. So do no's. So I think I must really love moving my head. And slow down and come to the center. And let's take our neck and bring it all the way up. Tease it all the way up. Your chin touches the sky. Your shoulders are back. You're wide open. Your chakras are open. Your throat, your heart, your solar plex. You're wide open. Feel that energy shooting down through your legs. And then gently bring your finger and bring your chin back down and lower it all the way down to your sternum. Let your chin touch your chest if you can. Drop your arms for sure. Let those shoulders rest and feel that expansion in your neck. And take a couple of deep breaths here. And when it feels good to you, come on back up. And then let's go ahead and turn our head to the opposite sides too, just to make sure that neck is nice and loose. So let's begin by turning our neck gently to the right. So gently turning your, to the right, turning your chin to one side and looking over. Sitting up straight, taking one deep breath there. Relaxing, and then turn your head back to center and do the same to the other direction. Take a deep breath. Turn your head. Take another deep breath here. Let yourself feel the exhale too. And then come on back to center. And oh, that feels good to me. My head feels good. My neck feels good. My arms feel good. Yay, I hope yours do too. Let's move on to our torso. Let's begin by taking our side to side twirls. We're going to circularly open our spine, our waist. We're starting to move in directions that our spine loves. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Put your other arm over the chair. Take a deep breath in. We're going to do some spinal twists here. And we're going to do 3 of them. And we'll do them with breath. So take a deep breath in. Close your eyes for this, please. And then turn your head. I think your neck will be happier. Take another deep breath. And turn from the torso. If I said head before, I didn't mean it. I meant torso. The head is just loose. One more. And then relax and come back to center and take the other direction. And the reason I say close your eyes on this is that I've discovered that my neck has far less trauma and is really, my head and neck become less involved if I can close my eyes and just trust my torso to get me turned. So let's try that. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and turn. Does that make a difference to you? Take another deep breath and turn. If your head is still feeling tight, just go ahead and shake your head a little no and a little yes if you want. Take another deep breath and turn. And then gently come back to the center. And let's take our hands, intertwine them, put them in back of our head. And let's take, well, they're crunches. I guess I'm going to have to be real and call them crunches. But they're also folding down, but we're doing it quickly. So here we are. We're what I'd like us to do is take a deep breath and then come all the way down, hinging at the hips down to your knees and back up. Using your torso, come down and up, using your breath with it. I think it works good when you exhale going down and inhale coming up. 2 more. Last one. And come on back up and drop your hands. And let's do our side to sides. I like moving, put your hands on your waist and just move your torso and your waist side to side. We're just going to take a few of them. I like how it warms me up to actually do my side bends. So I think it's a good body move. And then stop. Drop your right hand to the side of your chair or to the back of it. Raise your left. Take a deep breath in, noticing your energy, feeling who you are, feeling your strength, your energy, your inner glow, reaching. Take a deep breath in and then stretch it to the side. And feel how good it feels to open that side panel. Sometimes I forget I have a front, back, side to side. Sometimes it almost feels like you just walk forwards or you go backwards. But the side is just as much involved. One more deep breath. And it's all part of the whole. I don't know how sometimes I get these silly ideas that my body is separate parts, but it isn't. It's all part of the whole. Bring your hand back for your other one. Raise your arm high to the sky. Feel your strength, feel your energy. Breathe deeply and bend. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Keep your heart open. And come on back down. And let's come into our goddess circle. And we can keep our legs where they are, but let's come to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side. Now we're doing these with our ribs being the leading part of our body. They're directing and guiding us. It's like they have a pencil on them and they're saying, let's go around in this circle. So it's not a lot of movement other than your torso. And stop and go in the opposite direction. I know I say this every time, but this is one of my favorite moves. I love it, actually. I especially love it when we get really juicy with it and we can just kind of go like, I don't know. Now I'm being silly. Come back to the center and let's take some cat-cow. All right, let's begin in the cow. So come on up, breathe deep, bring your chin up, back to the cow, bring it back up, inhale, exhalation, coming around the bend. This is a spinal move, but you do use your chin a little. And what happens is you're expanding, coming back into compression. Expansion, compression. And then come on back to the center. And let's begin with our right leg. And we're going to do a couple more cat-cows on each side. And with those, we're going to take our dancing cat because I've discovered I really love that move. So come on up into the cow. And in the cat, bring your leg up and drop your arms like you're dancing. And do 5 on each side. And that's 4. One more. There's the 5th one. And come back and let's do the other leg. So there's the cow, there's the cat. Coming up, going back. I don't know how you dance, but I use my arms a lot. So this move feels good to me too. Of course, they all feel good to me. I love yoga so much. I know you probably got that from me already, but there's never a day that goes by that I don't express how much I love yoga. So now you have it for the day. And let's take our legs and separate them out into our squat position, which is where your heels are pointing in, your toes are basically pointing out, you're sitting on the very edge of your chair. You're opening up your whole pelvic floor and your whole insides of your legs. So stretch it as much as you can. Use your hands even and just push those knees out. And as you do that, sit up straight with your spine and raise your hands. And take a deep breath in and out. And take about 4 more. That's 2. Keep those legs out now. 2 more. Okay, now bring your hands together. Let's take them to your legs and do a roll down with our chin, like taking each vertebrae of our spine, bringing it down and dropping our hands to the floor when we reach there. So begin though, sitting up straight, tucking your chin, rolling down, letting your spine do the work. And then letting gravity take place, bringing your hands down to the floor. Now see if you can put your hands flat on the floor. I don't know if you can or not. If you can't, go ahead and use your knuckles and sit on your fists. And here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to drop your head, tucking your chin, and let yourself relax. And if it means moving your hands out further so that you've got the space in between for your neck, let your head relax. This is an inversion, and it will help every part of your body. And it should feel really great. Take 2 more deep breaths. Bring your arms to your feet. Walk yourself back up your legs. And say, ta-da! And let's bring our legs back together. Okay, let's try for our leg sequences, which is up, out, down, up, out, back, down, up, out, back, down. I'm going to do a few more of these because they feel really good on my legs. It's always a good thing to start moving slowly. And then pick your pace up. But bring your feet together. Actually, what I'd like us to do next is, what I want us to do is I want us to pick it up, bring it out, and put it over our knee, and bring it back and down, and do 5 of them. Let's see if I can get my rhythm again. Out, over, out, down. Now, if you can't do this, keep them low. And still keep your legs low and experiment with how far you bend before you feel your legs expanding to meet that. So does that make sense to you? What I mean is if you can't do this, then do this. And try, okay, here, maybe this will be what we try. We say up, out, over, and out, and down. So it'd be out, over, out, down, out, over, out, down. That's the way it is. Now, if you're doing this higher, let's go ahead and go with the right leg. Up, over, out, and down. Out, over, out, and down. Take 2 more of these, just because it feels good for the movement of our legs. All right. And then let's stand up. I'd like us to begin. Now this is where, okay, this is a little bit tough, but I want us to try to do it. I'd like us to try to do that figure 4 where your leg comes over, but I want us to do it standing up and try to bend your other knee. You don't have to do it without the chair. But go ahead and try standing on one leg and bringing your other leg over. This is a figure 4. This is really good for opening up those hip flexors and also the upper thighs. And bring it back down and come to the other side. Lean into the leg closest to the chair. I think I just did that. Hang into the other one then. Bring your leg up and over. Yeah, that's better. Up and over. Go ahead and hang on to the chair, but go ahead and feel yourself balancing on that leg, on the one that you're standing on, and bending. And go ahead and settle in as deeply as you can. And then raise back up and come back to the beginning. And then another way I'd like us to do the stretches on our legs today is I'd like us to go ahead. I'm going to do it from the front of the chair because I think that makes sense. Go ahead and put your hands down on the chair. You don't have to step back. What I want you to do is just spread your legs a little and then go back and forth. Bend one leg, then the other, and shift your weight back and forth on your knees. And go ahead and open up those inner thighs. do 2 more on each side. So that's one. And there's the second one. And then come on back up. And remember, I'd also like us to take and step back with the foot closest to the chair and take your legs and make sure that they're both very straight. Then push your hips back and bend, hinge at the hips actually, and come on down. You can put your hand on the chair, come on down to the floor if you can. If not, come on down as far as you can and still feel that whole back of your leg opening up. Take one deep breath here and come on back up. And let's do the other side. So step back with the foot closest to the chair. Make both legs straight. Hinge at the hips with your torso flat. Bring it down, keeping your legs wide open, and bringing your hand down if you can, and touching the floor. However far you can come down is going to be as far as you can stretch. So whatever works for you, please do that. You can feel the stretch. Take one deep breath and come on back up. And let's move into the warrior series. Let's begin with the warrior one. Step back with the foot closest to the chair. Forward with the other foot and spread it out a little so that you have room in between. You're forward facing. Your front leg is bent. You come up out of the earth. Raise your arms. You've been digging through the earth trying to get here. That's the energetics of this pose. And you say, I'm here now. What is it that you need? And you breathe. One more deep breath. And then you come down to the humble warrior by hinging at the hips, bringing your arms down. You're leaning over your front foot and bringing your arms back. Humble warrior, listening. Couple of breaths here. And bring yourself back up. Take the star. Ta-da. Now your hips are facing the chair. Leave your back foot where it is, facing the chair. Your front foot comes out. You bend at the knee, keeping your knee over your ankle. Your hips are pointed towards the chair. Your heels are lined up. And you lift your arms. And if all of that feels good, turn your head and take some breaths. Keep your body, your torso, and your hips facing the chair now. 2 more deep breaths. Now drop your back arm, raise your front arm, bring your arm over your head, slide your other arm down your leg, reverse warrior. Hips are still facing the chair, and breathe. And then slowly come back up and take the star. And now, let's come around to the other side and do the warrior series from this way. Stepping back, the foot closest to the chair, stepping forward a little, spreading it out so you have room for your hips to come down. You're facing forward, your knee is bent, your front knee is bent, and you come up out of the ground and you say, yes, 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 yes. And you breathe. And you joyfully, gleefully know that you're here to do whatever it is that your God has requested of you. So with that, you start to bend down and you become very humble. You're very humble in knowing that you want to do whatever it is that your Lord has asked you to do. And you're breathing. And then you gently come on back up and you turn. And then you line up your heels. Your hips face the chair. Your front leg comes out. You bend at the knee, over the ankle. Heels are lined up. Makes it easier, that's all. And when all of that feels right, and your torso and your hips are facing your chair, and your feet feel solid, go ahead and extend your arms. And then turn your head and look over the front one, and breathe. This is the warrior two position. It's an archery position. His Lord has asked him to kill the king, essentially. And he's ready to do whatever his Lord wants him to do. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then raise your hand up, and your back hand goes down your leg, because now you hear your Lord say, wait. And so you have the reverse warrior, waiting. What is it you need? What can I do? What do you want? And you're waiting and you're breathing. And your heart is open and you're waiting. And then you come on back, turn to the star position, and come on back to the front. Let's take one solid balancing move. And what I'd like us to do is to lean into the foot closest to the chair and lift your other foot right out to the side, just about maybe an inch off the ground. See if you can stand on one leg without throwing your hip out and lifting your other leg just gently off the floor. See how that feels. If you can't do it, go ahead and let your toe drop and then come back up again. That's what balance is, trial and error. But you gotta practice. And then bring your foot back down and let's go to the other side. Lean into the leg closest to the chair. Lift up your other leg, bring it out gently. How's your hip? Is it straight? Yeah, this hip seems pretty straight to me. So keeping it up off the ground. If it works better for you to bring it in the front, maybe, and bend your knee, you can do that as well. What we're really practicing is trusting that we can stand on one leg. And come on back to the center. And I think we have time for one downward dog, downward facing dog. And I think it's worth taking. Now, spread your hands evenly, your thumbs as well. Bring them down to the chair, as far apart as you can. And if this were on the floor, you would take it as far apart as your shoulders. Step back until your feet are flat and your back feels flat. Line your head up, your ears up with your shoulders. Drop your shoulders, lift your butt, and straighten your legs. And breathe. Keep your legs hips width apart. Now this stretches every part of your body, so let's sit here for a minute. Not a minute, but let's take a few more really deep breaths here. One more. And kind of bring yourself up, and we're going to go ahead and take that plankish move that I know that comes and brings your body over your hands over your wrists. Bring your head even, looking straight ahead, and breathe. The way to get better at this is to do it and take more breaths in between. Instead of like 3 or 5, take like 8 breaths here if you're doing it by yourself. Remembering to let the breath go all the way to the tummy and then expelling it all. Come on back up. Put yourself into alignment. Bring your feet forward. And let's do one more small thing. I would like us to do the awkward pose. So bring your feet completely together. Your knees are together. Stand up straight. Get your balance. Then reach down deeply and bend your knees like you're picking something up off the floor. Then leaving your knees the way they are, bring your hands to your thighs, then bring them up and out, separating your shoulder blades, staying in this awkward chair position, and breathe. It's almost as if you're at either a dinner table or like a picnic table where you're sitting on the bench and then you want your top to be straight. One more deep breath. And come all the way up and take a slight back bend and come forward. Now, there's one other thing I'd like us to do because I know most of you can do this. Go ahead and come on down to your chair with your arms. Your feet are hips width apart. Your legs are straight. And go ahead and bend yourself. Actually, if you can do it, take this forward fold, grab your elbows, and just relax. Two more deep breaths here. Drop your hands to the floor. Come on down all the way on the floor. You know what I'm going to do. Let's get up. Come on to your knees. Tuck your toes. Bring it onto your fists. Walk your fists all the way to your knees. Push with the fists and lift yourself from the rear and come on back up using your own body. I want us to keep practicing that just a little bit here and there because I think it's a really good thing to know. And now, of course, it's getting very close to our Shavasana time. And so I think I would still like us to take our hands, bring them together with our pinkies touching, roll them around, bring our arms up, take 5 good deep rolls up, one more up, stretch, and then bring it down and unwind those wrists. And let's take and spread our feet, hips width apart, sit up straight on the edge of your chair. And let's breathe deeply and take it to Tadasana, which is the mountain pose. So deep breath in, your arms come out. You center yourself and become the most solid citizen in the planet. So deep breath in and out. This is a good time to close your eyes. Breath in. Feel the strength of the mountain pose. Feel the stability of the age and the complete lack of airs a mountain puts on. They are who they are, and that's who we are. We are who we are. And if we can remember that and take the grace of the mountain when we feel shattered or crazy on any level, come on back, take some breaths, and remember that everything in nature is itself. Its energy is about what it is. And that's how it is for us. Our energy is about who we are, how we do things, how we think. Our energy creates all of that. And then, because it's time to move into Shavasana, let's find our most comfortable position we can on this chair. Take just a couple of circles if that works for you. Go in the other direction. And then deeply close your eyes and deeply breathe. And let yourself breathe however feels natural to you. And let yourself be quiet and come inside and integrate your being. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back. Please take this time and value the silence and let it integrate you. And now it's time to start coming back. Bring all of you back. Bring that melted entity that is you. Know who you are and live it. Move your body a little in whatever directions feel good to you. I like to pick up my leg and bring it down. Maybe you do too. I also like turning and stretching. Oh, whatever it is for you that helps you be you and feel yourself in your own body, do it. Maybe hug yourself. Maybe come down lower and hug yourself. And now let's take a couple of deep breaths. So then on the third breath, on the exhale, let's chant the sound of Om. Closing our eyes. Deep breath in and then exhale to Om. Bring our hands together in the prayer position. The God in me sees and honors the God in you. Namaste. Thank you for coming. I'll see you next week. Bye now.